Hello and welcome back to our Save the Seat series here on Patreon. If you are joining us from listening to our episode on Spotify, thank you for listening to both our episodes. And if you are just one of our Patreon listeners, we also thank you for that as well. Your contributions to more make us able to do our internship program where we first met Shreya, where we got connected with Nikitha. So it's very important to us to support young people who are looking to expand their portfolios and learn more about the business world. So that's what you're doing by supporting us here on Patreon. But welcome, Nikitha, back to our Save a Seat series on Patreon. We're going to get deeper into your piece about dancing and the Kuchipudi history. So thank you for joining us here, and we're so glad to have you back.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm excited to dig deeper with you guys.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about the history of it and, your experiences both on the high school level and the collegiate level with your dancing and, how extensive that can be, and also about your contributors piece in our first episode about how important it is to have accessible options for people when they're choosing their beauty brands. So in a lot of ways, your contributions have shown us how diverse the subject of beauty can be. So we're super glad to have you back as a contributor this time, and we're really looking forward to the launch of issue 8. But let's get into it a little bit. I will just have you remind the audience who you are in case they did not listen to our Spotify episode. But if you haven't, definitely go check that out. But yeah, tell us a little bit again about yourself.
Yeah, hi, I'm Nikitha. I'm a junior in college at VCU, Virginia Commonwealth University. And how I first got introduced to more was through my friend Shreya, who I have a blog with called The Puspu. And she interned for Ariana, I think it was the summer of 2023. And so that's how they met each other. And we ended up doing a founder to founder interview with Ariana. And now I'm here.
Yeah, it's awesome that it came full circle in that way. And if you haven't checked out our episode, definitely listen to that and check out the Pasupu blog. It is really wonderful. I love some of the pieces on there. And Shreya has been a wonderful contributor to more as well. But let's talk a little bit more about your piece in issue 8. And you talked about your inspiration for when you wrote the piece and, the history of the dance itself. But let's get into it a little bit about how you decided to write the piece and what inspired you to put this in here. What, made you feel called to talk about this at this time?
Yeah, I feel like dance has always been a really big part of my life, like I mentioned in the last segment. I've been dancing since I was 5 years old, and I'm still dancing in college. But I don't think, like, especially Indian like dance forms like Kuchipudi, um, are very known about to like your average everyday person. And so I really wanted to like raise awareness about the dance form itself because it's such a beautiful art form and it's done so much for me in my life. And so this is kind of one way I'd like to give back to it in a sense. And so I did Kuchipudi until my senior year of high school, and I still stay in touch with it, but I'm actively doing it like every single week as I was growing up. And that's because I'm on a college collegiate dance team for a different form of Indian dance known as like Ras Garba, which originated from the Indian state of Gujarat. And so even like switching dance forms completely in itself, that was a very difficult experience because the training and technique I have in Kuchipudi is not really applicable to Ras in itself. It's a more high intensity, stricter, uh, more hard hitting dance form. And so that in itself was a challenge. But again, I didn't even know the dance form existed until coming to college. And so that was part of the reason why I included it in my piece, because it's something also that has impacted my college career a lot because I spend so many hours of the week doing it, but I'd never knew it existed until coming to college. So I just want more people to know about these dance forms because they could impact them in a way that impacted me, and that would be a good thing knowing that I've helped change someone's life and just learning something new about something that they could try.
Yeah. Yeah, I really love that. Just letting people know that there are options out there if they do want to connect to their culture. It sounds like it's helped you connect to yours. For your whole life. You mentioned that your mom had danced kuchipudi as well, and um, I don't know, do you feel like you're able to connect to your culture better? Have you made like friends in the groups? How's that gone for you?
Yeah, definitely for sure. My best friend, who also has the same name as me, surprisingly, how that worked out. I met at dance class my first day when I was 5 years old,
Oh.
and we have still been friends ever since. We're best friends, and that's the only thing I have to think for that is dance, because even though we went to the same schools growing up, we never really knew each other because she's 1 year older than me. But because of
Mhm.
dance, we're able to maintain a really, really good friendship that I'm really thankful for.